Hey, welcome back, guys. Now, this has got to be a good video. I don't know the context, but looking at the title, the problem with women in games. I've got to watch this video and see what the hell this is about. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. All right, let's get into it.
The problem with women in games, well, there's a lot of them. But okay, let's hear about this one.
It just makes you wonder, because if certain games let you create characters with so much charm and magnetism, why can't games with dedicated female leads do the same thing? Well, what are some of the more recent female leads that we've been graced with? I think about Frey from Forspoken. She can fight dragons, and
I think that she's attractive.
She looks good there, but she didn't look good in the game. You saw screenshots of her, and like, not even screenshots, you could see clips of videos from the game directly, and she looked god awful. This does not reflect what she seemed to look like in the game. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
I do. I think people are porn brained if they don't think that she's attractive.
bend the laws of physics and literally parkour across dimensions. That's super cool. But for some reason, they gave her the most awkward dialogue and had her deliver every line like she was on hold with customer service. On mute. What about Kay Vess from Star Wars Outlaw?
Can't say the same.
Oh my god. Why is she choose? Okay, this character was god awful ugly as well. I mean, they can't make the look. Here's the thing. Here's what I've said about female characters in games. In Western games, they, for whatever reason, they don't want to make them look like their model. Okay, so I know they can. They've come out and said it's very difficult to do, but we know they can. There's a certain actress that the one game I can think of seeing her in. I think she was also in the Forspoken game, but she was in the Star Wars Jedi Survivor and Star Wars Fallen Order, I think it was, those two games with Cal Kestis. She was in there. She was like the mentor for Cal Kestis. In every video game I've seen this lead actress in, she looks the exact same. And she looks exactly like her real life actor or actress, right? I know they can do this. Why they don't for women that are leads and should be attractive, I don't know. No guy, I mean, even women, nobody, no gamer wants to play as an ugly protagonist. I'm sorry, they don't.
She's a scrappy space outlaw, in theory. In practice, she kind of just plays like she just respawned from a bug and isn't sure where she is or why she's there. Okay, well, what about female Ivor from Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Actually, she was canonically the real one.
I don't know if I like these examples, to be honest with you. I don't know.
But you probably wouldn't know that because even Ubisoft was like, dang, that's crazy. Anyway, check out this guy's beard.
Yep,
or
of course.
Dragon Age the Veilguard. This game was like 10 years in the oven and somehow it still came out.
Well, it got overcooked. That's the
Tash, whatever her name is, Tosh. Holy shit, the design was ugly, and in cutscenes she was ugly. You're not supposed to be ugly in cutscenes. That's supposed to be when you look your best.
problem. The reason why they have these issues is because it's built off of a false reality that men and women are interchangeable. And the way that they approach life, struggles, issues, and
they make a man's body and put a woman's head on it, and then they make the woman look manly, and then they expect the woman to do and act exactly like a man would look. Because, you know, feminism doesn't exist to these women that make these games or guys that make these games, right? Feminism doesn't exist. You can't be womanly and be badass. I mean, look at Nier Automata with 2B. Look at Stellar Blade. You can't look like an attractive female character and still be badass, according to these Western devs.
And the way that they think are the same. And the big problem is that they're not. So when you take a male character and then you replace it with a female character, and then you give it the same intuitions, the same impulses, and the same responses that a male character would have, it's off-putting and weird because men and women are different. Their roles in society are different. They're different down to, again, a chromosomal level, and everything about them is different. So you can't just simply replace a male and a female protagonist in a narrative-based game and expect the story to be told the same way.
All you have to do is look at Lara Croft as Tomb Raider back in the 90s and early 2000s. And then look how they portrayed her in the movies that they had with Angelina Jolie, right? Were they the best movies? No, but they were enjoyable. And she actually looked like Lara Croft. Then you look at how they've portrayed Lara Croft as they've started revitalizing Tomb Raider again. It started with that one, I can't remember the name of the game. I played it, didn't beat it. It was okay, but they started taking away some of the femininity of Lara Croft. Some of the whether it was intentional or not, some of the appeal, the sex appeal. It's not really sex appeal because she wasn't. Well, I guess it was. I mean, if you look at some of the advertisements they did in magazines and stuff back then with Lara Croft, holy shit. And then, yeah, but anyway, they started taking away some of the sex appeal of Lara Croft. Now look at what Netflix did with that Lara Croft anime or cartoon that they did. Holy shit, it literally looked like a dude with pecs, and you just put Lara Croft's head on it. And that, even that head was a very manly looking head. It did not look very good.
That's the reason why.
It often felt cringy instead of charming, and there really wasn't much mystery, but there
You know
was a
what?
lot
Let
of
me move
mystery.
my camera. I
And
just
instead of
realized
emotionally
I am blocking this chick. I'm going to move my camera. I'm going to sit right on top of her. There we go.
rich companions kind of just got chronically online Twitter bios in fantasy outfits. I think
sure
you get
did.
the point, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We need female characters with range, with presence, with a little drama, if you will. The girls who make you feel something were not perfect. They
You need female characters that actually look and act like female characters. I'm sorry. That's what you need, but you're not getting it.
were messy and charismatic and complicated in the best way. Sadie Adler from
Well,
Red
there's like, I mean, look at Expedition 33, right? I mean, all of those female characters are very well written. I think that
They're not just well written. They look like women. They look and act like women. They're very feminine in the way they look and the way they dress, the way they even fight and hold themselves. It's a lot different. They did an excellent job with that.
the problem is that I think this is my opinion, is that I think a lot of female writers try to write female characters in opposition to what a female character has traditionally been. And so in writing a character in opposition of what
So you're saying they have an agenda. Got it. Yeah, like we didn't already know that one.
was the normal female character design, what ends up happening is that you're not creating it's like kind of like a card, right? And so like card like can't stand up by itself. It has to be leaning against another card. So they write this personality to lean up against the old personality of one-dimensional boob characters, and that's it. And so if you take one of these away, they both fall apart.
Yes.
And that's because neither
He's right. One-dimensional boob characters are horrible. I like playing games that have fan service in it, but the game has to be good. The characters has to be good. If all you have is fan service, I'm not going to play your game more than maybe one time, because there's nothing there to keep me engaged, keep me entertained. So he's right. You got to have good character designs, boob sliders. Every game should have boob sliders. Every game should have butt sliders. Look, if you're going to make your male characters look very masculine, your female characters need to look very feminine. I'm sorry, they do. And then they also need to have a good personality. They need to have good writing attached to them. I don't want bimbos. I want good female characters that look attractive. And if people, they need to have options. A lot of these games have really great character creation screens, but they always lack the ability to make your woman look very sexy, right? You can't have boob sliders. You can't have butt sliders because, oh my God, that's going to offend people. And if they do have them, they're very minimal. People don't have to use those, but they need those options in the game because, you know, big breast lives matter, right? Big butts lives matter. I mean, people love those things, and they should have the option to make their character look like that without going to the absurd. Obviously, that's what mods are for.
either of these different things can stand on their own at all. You already have multiple examples, like Ripley is a great example of this. There's multiple examples of female characters and stories that I think are written relatively well, but you have to write them in a way that's true to the female experience to an extent and understand that they are not an interchangeable unit with a man.
No.
And I think that the more that you write women and
how a guy is going to act versus how a woman's going to act is going to be completely different in almost every case.
you do it with a chip on your shoulder as if, no, she's not going to be the princess that gets saved. This is weird.
Yes.
Like you're not writing to tell a story, you're writing to prove something.
Exactly.
Dead too.
Agenda.
Her husband literally dies, and she goes, "Cool, I'm going feral now." And grieving, yes. Stunning, yes. Horse girl, absolutely. But I would let her run.
There's
the
plenty of examples of that in history, like Boudica, right? Like that's the first one I can think of. I mean, it's a messy history, right?
Horse
but,
girl.
Like, and there are examples.
That's
of this
kind
where
of
it
what
happens.
I'm stuck on here.
So true, yeah.
over with that horse. Chloe Frazer from Uncharted. She's flirty and morally flexible and somehow still makes betrayal feel hot. Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy. She could literally take down a behemoth in one hit.
Now she's starting to go through good female characters, both the physical designs and the how well they're written and personality and everything in the game. These are good female characters.
And then quietly make you some soup and ask if you've been sleeping okay. But when I think about just well-written women in games, what's interesting is some of gaming's best women were not even the protagonist, but they were the scene stealers. Ciri from The Witcher 3 is quite literally the entire reason that Geralt is risking his life across these war-torn kingdoms, and she's this complicated, beautiful, just wild young girl who's somehow still more mature than everyone else around her.
I'm waiting to see more from her in Witcher 4, but I think I would like the Witcher 3 design a lot more. I really do. I think she's going to fall prey to this same issue. Maybe not completely, but her character design itself, I think she may fall prey to that. We'll see.
Yuna from Final Fantasy X is graceful,
she was great. Although she showed her from Final Fantasy X or X2 or whatever. You should have shown her from Final Fantasy X. Because in Final Fantasy X, she didn't have a gun. She was a summoner.
Devastating character who's literally carrying the hopes of an entire world on her back.
And I think also, like, especially whenever you have action games, there's like a certain degree of like just historically, right? I mean, men usually fight for and defend women. This is usually what happens because of biology and about 5,000 to 10,000 years of history, probably longer than that. And so this story makes a lot more sense because this is always the way things have been. And also you have examples, from Final Fantasy 14, Yashlada or like any of the other characters on there. Many of the female characters were written extremely well, but they weren't the exact same as the male character.
Yashlada. Dude, it's been so long since you played that game, you can't even say her name right. Keep her name out your motherfucking mouth. That's all I'm saying. Yashlada. Took me a second to realize who the fuck he was talking about. He butchered that name so badly.
And then she still apologizes when she inconveniences you. And if that's not being a girl, I don't know what is. And while Western games are nervously nerfing kind of every trace of femininity from their female characters, Eastern devs are like,
that's exactly it.
She keeps showing this character creation screen. I'm assuming this looks like it's from Oblivion. Bethesda games, Skyrim, Oblivion, even the new game, Tainted Grail, that's going to be coming out. The character design, or character creation screens, they're so fucking god awful to be able to create an attractive woman. That's why there's mods for Skyrim, for example, where you can actually adjust the characters, where you can actually create an attractive character. And it's the same for, I don't know why. It's a lot easier for guys in this style to create a badass looking guy, but it's hard, if not outright impossible, to create an attractive looking woman in these types of games. I don't know why they do this, but they do.
They don't want to make feminine characters because they feel like feminine characters are diminutive. That's the problem.
How dare you be attractive to this woman? Oh my God, it's Coomer bait. That's exactly what they think.
I think it's weird because, like, is this like some form of like internalized misogyny that like
of course
women have against themselves?
Yeah. They don't want to create a character. In most cases, they don't want to create a character that looks better than they do. They have issues with their own self, and most women do. My wife, I think she's beautiful. I love her. I love looking at her both clothed and naked. There's times I look at her and she just honestly takes my breath away. But she hates the way she looks. She cannot believe it when I tell her that I find her attractive and that she's sexy. She just can't.
In a way, it feels that way.
I don't think you should have a woman creating a female character, not unless they're like from Korea, Japan, or China, because then they seem to have a better grasp on, okay, we need to create something that guys are going to find attractive and they're going to want to play as or play with. You know what I mean? Women here, they don't want to do that.
Here's a mysterious woman who could kill you and make you cry about it. You're welcome. Capcom? They've been in their iconic woman era since like forever. Resident Evil is one of.
Oh, you mentioned Capcom, yes, but they're slowly changing. I've seen some of the censorship they've done to some of the costumes and outfits for some of their iconic characters over the years.
My all-time favorite series. And Jill is tactical, calm, and easily has the cleanest bob in gaming. Ada is mysterious.
Awesome. These are awesome, strong female characters with great designs, both physical and the way they clothe, and the way they act, and they're badass. They got great dialogue, great writing. They're really good characters.
stylish. She might lie to your face, but she's still gonna get a fan cam. Claire is this beautiful, kind, capable woman who takes zero nonsense. And Lady D had like 10 minutes of
Oh man, this lady, I haven't even played the game, but from what I understand, she had very little screen time. But holy shit, do people love her? And why do they love her so much? Why is she all over freaking R34? Just tell me why. I mean, I think we all know why. It's not that hard to figure out. It's not how well she's written. I'm just saying. So there's a common theme you keep hearing me say. It's a very important theme with every female character. It doesn't matter how well you're designed as far as your writing or the script in the game that you're in, or how well you may act or behave. One crucial element with all of these popular female characters, what is it? You guys tell me. What do you think it is? I'm just saying, if you're sitting here and thinking it's because they're attractive and they're easy on the eyes, you'd be correct. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly it. That's exactly why this is so important.
screen time in Village,
She's really
and she
hot.
still
Yep.
owned Halloween
see,
for
there
like
you
the
go.
next 2 years. They're hot.
Yep.
They're cool. They've
Yep.
got so much range. And you remember
Yeah,
that
it's the entire premise that, like, well, what women really want to play is they want to play an aggressive, masculine, ugly woman that's unlikable, that tries to pretend to be a man and is simultaneously flawless, but has these obvious flaws as well that don't matter, that are actually good things. It's like basically the way that they write women characters, it's almost like whenever, it's like, it's as dishonest as whenever you answer the question on a resume, what's your biggest weakness? It's like, I try too hard. That's basically it.
them. You want to be them, or you just kind of want them to emotionally damage you just a little bit. It's the same kind of energy with Monster Hunter
Serious.
Wilds. They dropped a couple of composed, stunning women, and the internet instantly started to cosplay. They're
Yes.
expressive.
They were very well designed, and guess what? They weren't very Coomer baitish. I mean, the blacksmith was. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. It's been a while since I played the game. But I mean, they were very attractive. They looked good. Nothing wrong with that. And they're popular. I saw so many people cosplay in R34, both of them. You know, that's what you want, honestly.
And graceful, and they've just got that.
Well, and it's also that, like, even the older woman, I forgot her name in Monster Hunter Wilds, like, there's nothing that's, like, diminutive or whatever or negative about her. It's nothing weird. It's just simply a story, and it's normal.
Exactly.
magnetism about them.
Yeah.
And that's why the boys are in
Olivia,
love,
yeah,
the
there you
girls
go,
are in
Olivia, yeah,
love,
there you go.
and I am in love. And then we've got From Software, who just casually releases the most haunting, elegant women in modern gaming like it's nothing. The doll from Bloodborne, our favorite Victorian comfort character. She's soft-spoken, she's gentle, and she definitely knows more than she's letting on.
But they don't let you create your character to look like that. They don't. And their character creation is horrible. It's a good thing you don't need to look at your character that much. I'm just saying, because they don't look that good. The characters they create in the game, yeah, they can look good. Like the ones in Elden Ring. Ronnie, best wife. I'm just saying, best wife. I got engaged. We were going to get married.
And she's a sex doll that Gurman made of another girl that he liked.
Is she really? I don't know that one.
That's
Wow.
right.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Yep.
Did not see that one coming.
Based.
Or Lady Maria, tragic, terrifying character with perfect posture, and 10 out of 10, I would let her fight me again. Or Ronnie from Elden Ring, who I was quite literally on my knees for, and I made sure to do every single step of her
I would be just 4 hands. 4 hands. Imagine what she could do with 4 hands. Oh my God.
request.
Well, what
so I
about
could
the Dark
serve her
Souls
as
1?
the
That was
Elven
my
Lord.
favorite.
Or Melina. Oh, Melina was so
let's
glowing
go to
and
Dark Souls
quiet
1.
and just sad. And
Oh, yes. Do Dark Souls 1, the princess. Oh, do the princess. Show the princess. Show the princess. Well, show the princess. Let's go.
then when she leaves you at the side of grace, like, my work here is done. And you're just devastated, and you're just sitting there all by yourself, alone, in your little tunic. These ladies do not need exposition dumps or
Damn it,
80
she's not
cutscenes.
going to show
They
the
just
best one.
show up and drip elegance, drop one line of vague sorrow, and then next thing you know,
Yeah.
you're obsessing over cosplays.
I wonder why. We know why. Secretly, she's internalizing this misogyny as well, eh?
And fan art for like the next month.
Well, it's because the characters are attractive too. That's another really big important
Yes.
thing that a lot
It's
of
crucial.
characters, a lot of people don't understand, is that Western artists and Western developers, especially American developers, nobody wants to cosplay an ugly bitch.
No,
and so
they
like
don't.
if you make a character in a game, like, do you remember? This was the saddest thing. Like, it actually was the saddest thing. Is that, do you remember when Avowed put out a style guide for how to cosplay their characters?
That's so sad. Who's cosplaying? Look, the amount of people cosplaying Avowed characters, I could probably count on one hand. I mean, that's how few. But yet, you look at all the people cosplaying anime girl characters or Genshin Impact characters. I mean, there's all the characters that are getting cosplayed. They're hot. There's no surprise. That's common sense. That's just what's happening. Then they need to understand that their female characters need to look attractive. Well, from the side, that one doesn't look too bad. I think she did a pretty good job there on that one.
That was sad. I actually forgot. Yeah, well, the thing is that only I would remember something like this, right? I would be the only person to remember this. Yeah, on God, what? Yeah, exactly, right? You have to be at least 300 pounds. Yes, so nobody wanted to do that because the characters aren't attractive and appealing. Exactly. That's the reason why. Like, there's a lot of characters that I know from, like, anime, and I don't know anything about the anime, but I know who the character is.
Oh, why is that? Why is that? Tell me, Asmongold, tell me why that is. I think we know why. Tell me why.
Like, and that's the reason. It's because women don't want to dress up as an ugly woman. Why would they want to do that?
Exactly, because they're hot.
Isn't that the like? What do you have makeup for?
They all of
that's the oh man, that's an on there. I've seen video clips of women putting makeup on and it changes our entire look. And I'm like, dude, if I ran across a woman and I woke up looking, at a woman's face on a pillow that looked completely opposite of what I went to bed with, it would freak me the fuck out.
this because femininity is not outdated. It's not shallow.
Yeah, 2B. I've never played Nier Automata. Never played it.
But he knows who 2B is.
I know who 2B is.
Why is that?
Not something that you need to water down for the story to be taken seriously. It's range. So please let women be cute.
When you are creating a female character in a video game or a TV show or a movie or whatever, unless it specifically calls for them to be ugly, maybe they're like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or something. The first thing you have to make sure you do is they have to be attractive. People have to like the way they look or want to be the way they look. I'm just saying that's the first hurdle. If you can't jump that hurdle, your character's chances of being a success go down and their chances of being a failure go extremely up.
And manipulative, kind, and a little chaotic, soft, but have sharp teeth, pretty, powerful, emotionally devastating, and the reason the protagonist starts journaling in a cave somewhere. Because femininity is Zelda, steadfast and radiant, and standing between her kingdom and ruin with nothing but
femininity is not literally just being better than a man.
Exactly.
You know what that's actually called? That's called unresolved personal trauma with probably your dad, uncle, boyfriend, hopefully not husband. That's unresolved personal trauma.
I'm not touching that one. It's true, but
that's it. Hope and stubborn grace, or Triss, who's clever and compassionate and
absolute thought.
Look, games used to know how to market their game devs and publishers used to know how to market their games to people. I believe she was with Witcher 2. Did you know that they published like a digital Playboy for her? She had nude photos of this chick from the video game in like a digital Playboy. I've got the photos. I could show you, but I can't on YouTube. You know what I mean? I found them. Look, I'm just saying, that's how you get people's eyes on a game. Whether you like to admit it or not, the vast majority of your player base is still male. And even the ones that are not male, there's a good portion of that female player base that loves to play and look at attractive women. They can be straight and still appreciate an attractive woman. If they're gay, well, then obviously they love an attractive woman. I mean, why you don't play into that, I don't know. I mean, Twitter isn't real world. You shouldn't be listening to all these people on Twitter trying to call you like a transphobe or a homophobe or a gooner or a coomer, all this other crap. It's bullshit. You need to play to the player base. You got to get people interested in your game and actually like your game. Pull them in. Then make the game good. If it's good and it looks good, you're going to have a success.
Who literally got with Geralt after he lost his memories, knowing that her friend that she had known for decades was his girlfriend, does not matter. She's still doing it. Literal fucking hoe. Like,
and you tell me that doesn't sound like a real world woman. You tell me that would never be done by a woman. Of course it fucking would. That's one way of writing a woman. I'm just saying that it reflects reality.
The biggest generational hoe. Crazy. Like, I didn't even play the game and I learned about this. That's Oh my god! What a bitch!
She looked good though.
This is why I can't ever choose her. Well, Yennefer's hotter. That's why I chose her. I mean, if she was hotter, then I mean, yeah, she would have been right. But no, that's not.
If she would have been hotter, then yeah, she would have been right. This is what guys are. This is how simple men are. You want a guy to play your game, make a good game, but make the characters hot. You don't make the characters hot, then we may not even look at your game.
It doesn't really matter. It's just a secondary thing. But yeah.
That's
she just snakes in there.
Politics with you with a super soft smile that just makes you kind of forget that she's winning. Or Bayonetta, who's playful
Never
and
played those games, but I know who she is.
Battlefield like a runway and then never manages to smudge her lipstick. Or Lightning, who's a beautiful, guarded, and grieving character who carries the entire weight of the world in 6 inches.
Never played those
when
Final
female
Fantasy games
characters are
for her.
done right, they're not flat or abrasive or weak. They're actually narrative gold.
They're not flat. Well, some of them are, and that's part of the problem. Give me the boob sliders. If you don't want to make her that way, let me make her that way. That's all I'm saying.
There's a lot of really good examples of this in gacha games too. I would say like Zila and Bronya in Honkai Star Rail are pretty well written. And I would also say that I think Genzi in Wuthering Waves is well written as well. Carlotta, I mean, like those are just, Genzi, like, I mean, these are well written, good characters. Acheron, Acheron is also very well written too. That's a good point. And so Carthea, Carthea is very, very good too. That's the new one. I forgot about that. And so it's like, where's really like, and again, all of these games are Gooner games. If people like these, the people would be complaining calling these Gooner games, but they still have better written female characters. Phoebe, nobody cares about Phoebe. Literally, nobody gives a shit.
Have tension and softness that stabs, or beauty as a weapon. Let's let women be gorgeous and terrifying, sweet and strategic, gentle and unhinged. Let them be feminine.
She's the cat girl, right? I'm gonna be real. She cooked. Like, I've never heard this girl talk before or say anything. I completely agree with everything that she said. And this is just a clip from the video, but I'll link you guys her video that she made about this and talked about it. I mean, oh wow, look at this. She only has 300 subscribers. Holy shit! Here, let me link you guys her video.
Yeah, it was a good video.
She'll be canceled tomorrow. Yeah, surely. And there you go. Yeah, give it a like, give her a sub. Yeah, I had no idea. Are you watching Google Keynote later on today? Google Keynote. Yeah, I'll give it a like.
So he may be talking about other things, but yeah. So I mean, look, it's very important when you're creating female characters. So they have to be first female, and not just a male body with a female head attached to it. You know, like AKA the recent Netflix Tomb Raider adaptation. You know, they need to be feminine. They need to be like Nier Automata, like 2B, Stellar Blade with Eve. They don't have to be quite that far. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I think they were both attractive, and they, you know, were very well written characters, and they were badass. But they need to be feminine first and attractive, right? Because that's what people want. They want to play as an attractive character. That's what I want. That's what a lot of people want. Now, Asmongold doesn't play as a woman, but he likes his women in the games to be attractive. I mean, I think that's probably true for the vast majority of your player. Of your player base. So if you're going to create a video game or TV show or movie, they need to appeal to the audience. And that's one way of appealing to the audience. It's why marketing has leaned on it so heavily for all time that marketing has been a thing. So, but listen, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think it was a good video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on this subject? And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll talk to you guys next time.